boys and girls. Welcome to the ESR, etc., etc., etc. Tour of Francais, round et trois, at the RaceRoom Raceway Bridge, which I am not familiar with. I am very attractive, and with me, as always, is Raps Brachiosaurus, Miodred Magalosevich.
You're familiar with this track. This is the RaceRoom fictitious track. Doesn't exist in real life.
I know you've talked about it, but I don't remember ever having done commentary on.
Oh, we've 100% done it. The Academy came here like every season.
I was never allowed to commentate on Academy
and
stuff.
We've used it a couple other times because it's free, and it's a pretty fun track.
I believe you didn't want me to hurt people's feelings, so I was never allowed to do.
Well, the Academy commentary was part of the coaching experience, so it tended to be a little bit more serious than what you're.
You suck! What the fuck is what? Press the goddamn gas! That would be. I'd be like the horrible parent at the baseball game.
So I actually did the commentary for the Academy with Mr. Mike Stoutmiller. So it's kind of
and he accused them all of war crimes.
I don't think he ever did that. He was very, very harsh on certain people's driving, which was kind of the idea, and he was a big fan of other people. So qualifying is in the books here. Thomas Ribeiro will start on pole ahead of Steve Davidson. Hey, Steve Dave up on second place. Nice.
You get him, Steve Dave.
Magic Kazchuk, the debuting Max Simmons, the returning Adam Komorowski are your top 10. Andrew D, Antonio Costa, Andy Darnell, Adam Stewart, Leszek Lakomi, Remy Verhage, Yuri Kotachville, Mate Renaud? What are we going to go with on that one?
I believe that's Renault.
We'll go with Renault. Cedric Bonfant, Ricardo Costa, Serge Hendricks, Enrique Hervas, Craig Marks, Rick Bartel, Mauricio Delgado, and it cut me off there before we got to the last two.
The last two were Steve, and Dave.
It was Jesko. Without his name in front of me, I cannot. I don't remember how to spell it.
I believe it was Jesper Parnevik and Sebastian Vettel.
And I literally actually did not catch who the last driver was.
Mike Stoffmill.
I would say if we had a warm-up, I'd go and look at the results vis-a-vis the race app. But since we do not have a warm-up, we'll just let the grid form here. There we go. So bringing up the back, it is Marlon Crace and Chris Willems. I guess Chris Willems must not have got a lap time in because he is starting from 23rd place, and there were only 22 people on the qualifying thing there. Somebody, I think, jumped the start there. I think it was Leszek Lakomi. But anyways, we're off towards the first corner here with Tomas Ribeiro in the lead, Steve Davidson and Adam Komorowski going side by side. Komorowski going for the lead. That's pretty ballsy. And is it going to pay off for the American? Yes, it is. Adam Komorowski from third place to first place. Steve Davidson getting shuffled back quite a bit, actually. Oh, contact! Woo! Andy Darnell into the wall. That was contact with one of his teammates, too. That's particularly bad. I think Adam Stewart, who is falling backwards, may have been the car involved. Craig Marks up to 15th place.
I would definitely remember doing commentary on this track before. It was an uphill right after the start, and now we're into a tunnel.
Oh! Contact!
Oh boy!
Craig Marks, Enrique Hervas, Cedric Bonfant all caught up in that. Disaster early on here. Max Simmons up into third place. Two Americans in the top three. USA. The camera guy is not doing a great job here. There's a couple of long shots of trees. I recorded this live, so I do recall that being a problem that unfortunately is going to continue. Remy Verhage gets collected there by Yuri Kratachville. Chris Willems is also off. Oh my lord, the chaos. Magic Kazchuk and Max Simmons battling for third place. We're getting some great racing and also some absolute carnage.
I don't know what the difference is. I'm sorry.
There's a big difference. couple of cars appeared to lose body parts, so it would not be surprising if they have to go into the pits. In this race, does not require a pit stop. We'll find out. So in the lead, it is Adam Komborowski, followed by pole sitter Tomas Ribeiro, Max Simmons, Magic Kaszczuk. Steve Davidson has been shuffled back to 5th place ahead of Antonio Costa, Andrew D, Lezak Lakomi, Serge Hendricks, and Renault. Pardon me, was Matt Taylor, right? Matty Renault? I think so. Apologies to our a couple of new drivers. We'll get your names down at some point if you keep coming back. I swear.
Please fill out the form at the end of the race.
Also, yeah, if you wanna help us out, throw us a bone. That always helps out.
Y'all want to get in the comments and just like, hey.
Tomas Ribeiro going for the lead down the inside, and there's Waylon Crace, who has not got a nose cone. Granted, these cars are not particularly reliant on front aerodynamics, so that car might be driving okay. Serge Hendricks having a moment there. And Jasko Zovic. You would think, with my Croatian heritage, I would know how to handle that name. I've never seen a name like that. that is unique, even by the standards of Croatians. And I looked it up in the on a name.
I'm gonna go with Kachazovic.
Kachazovic. Yeah. I looked it up though, and they didn't have a pronunciation for it. So I think it's actually even by Croatian standards, a bit of a weird one. As one of the Lotus cars there getting real physical with Adam Stewart. That was Katachkovic.
Wrong again.
Well, we don't have the pronunciation. So.
Kachazovic.
Kachazovic. All right.
You go with Kachazovic or Kachazovic, but there's no accent, so I think that Waylon might be dead.
I think we have Zovic.
Oh, he's alive. He's alive.
No, he's just missing his front nose cone, which is going to make the car hard to control, but you can drive it. I wonder if it'd be a long pit stop, so maybe it'd be worth it. I don't know. Antonio Costa's up into 5th place, and somebody is in the pit lane. So somebody is either serving a penalty or going in for a repair.
Someone's getting a nose job.
Craig Marks has DNF'd the race.
Did not fornicate.
And there's Adam Stewart. I'm not seeing anyone following through the order, so I'm not sure whom that would be in the pits. Chris Willems and Enrique Hervas are very, very far behind, so my guess is it might have been one of them. I don't think it was the Shell car, so I don't think it was Craig Marks, but it could be. Could be in theory. Three-way dance there between... And, oh, Lord! That is Kachazovic again.
I'm sorry, is this allows me a certain amount of Schadenfreude, yeah?
He is having an interesting day out there, that is for sure. Although he's not the only one. There's a couple of drivers who have had a rough day.
Rick, I'm sorry you have to drive an ugly car because apparently Magic stole the real colors. I don't know what that's about.
Indeed, how dare the Canadian pole team take the Gulf Oil colors and not offer Rick Martel a spot on the team?
Goddamn.
It's terrible. As Magic Kaszczuk's going to pick up 2nd place there ahead of Max Simmons. Adam Komborowski has fallen back to 7th place. I wonder if maybe it was him that went in for the pit stop. I don't know.
Max Simmons. I haven't heard that name in 37 years.
Yeah, we haven't seen him in a little bit, but the young ace is back. And has joined the Yellow Submarine crew.
That's a good move. They listen, even if you don't win, party snacks are off the charts.
Simmons is back ahead of Kaszczuk. And this squabbling is allowing Tomas Ribeiro to escape down the road. He now has a 2.5-second lead at the front of the pack. There is another member of the Yellow Submarine crew. That is Mauricio Delgado, battling with Andy Darnell over 13th place.
Mauricio. On a Mauricio note, I smoked some fresh chorizo sausage, and it is delightful.
Things getting interesting here. 2 of the Gulf Oil cars going side by side there with Antonio Costa. And Costa comes out still ahead of them. And it's Steve Davidson and Andrew D on the chase. And Kaszczuk continues to battle with Max Simmons.
Maximum Simmons.
There's Waylon Crace, still sans a front nose. He is trying to move up into 18th spot there. To no avail at the moment. Cash Truck back ahead of Simmons into second place. That is not Remy Verhaeg unless he is, or Verhaeg, pardon me. Unless
I believe, according to the Florida Panthers, it's Verhaeg.
Indeed, we did see that watching the Stanley Cup.
That was a good game. Salute to all people involved, except for Draisaitl. Fuck that guy.
Only problem with Verhaeg using Verhaeg's name pronunciation-wise, he's American.
Very Florida. Yeah.
He's American.
Verhaeg is very much Florida man.
Indeed. So, well, he probably has a similar lineage to Mr. Remy. They probably do not pronounce their names the same.
I will not pronounce it for Hagenstein.
Adam Stewart having that is Chris Willems in the wall.
Misha Wilhelms.
Steve Davidson going side by side with Costa. Max Simmons getting shuffled backwards there. Ends up losing out not just to Kaschuk, but Davidson, Costa, and D. So he goes from second place down to 6th very quickly.
He has been demoted.
Waylon Crace picking up a spot there. Still don't know what happened with Komorowski. He dropped back to 7th. I wonder if he was the guy who had to serve a drive-through, it looked like, a couple laps ago. Max Simmons getting very, very close to the back end of Andrew D and takes evasive action. And that is Cedric Bonfont, now without a nose as he hits the wall pretty hard. Adam Komorowski taking over Max Simmons' spot as top American. We get a Finn in the series finally, and it's like none of the names that we traditionally have to pronounce in hockey. What's the deal here? What's the deal here?
Well, how dare you not have the last name Hekalainen?
Hekalainen.
Something.
Or Ruutu.
Ruutu would be good.
We
in this house stand the Ruutus.
Ricardo Costa going side by side with Remy Verhaeg. Verhaegi?
I'm gonna go with.
How other ways can I pronounce? Oh, what is going on here? His car. That's got to be a ping issue.
Oh boy.
Yeah, he's either crabbing really, really badly. Chris Willems, by the way, has retired from the race, and Remy is in the pit lane. Possibly a ping issue because his car was behaving very strangely. By the way, that's Craig Marks' car picked in the parked in the pit lane, so it looks like he's going to try to make it for race 2, even though race 1 has not gone his way, which is appreciated. On board with Steve Dave.
You drive him, Steve Dave.
Not a very good day for Steve Dave. He started up on the front row, had a bad start, fell back to like 5th place, and now runs in 4th.
Listen, he started in 2nd and he's in 4th right now.
Yeah, it's going back 2 spots.
Day?
That's a bad day, sir.
Are you stoned?
That's a bad day.
I don't think you understand what bad days
are. It's a bad day when you go backwards from your grip position.
Listen, I came home and somebody had stolen my fucking chili plant.
That is a worse day. That is a worse day.
That's a bad day.
I'll say that. It's a worse day.
This man started in 2nd and is still competing for a podium. That's a pretty good day. You don't understand.
Whoa! Cedric Bonfont having a rough day.
That's a bad day. That's a bad day.
Yeah, Bonfont has probably had one of the worst days of the guys out here. We've seen him in the wall a couple of times.
That's not a joke, by the way. Somebody literally walked out.
Someone did steal his chili plant. Yeah.
And like the pot, the whole thing. I think they were after the pot because it was a cool kind of Buddha head mold thing, and I had planted a Thai chili in there for some circular energy in the universe, and some dickhead fucking stole it.
Ooh,
I'm not
off there.
I'm not tremendously pleased with the world right now.
Down the bridge straight we go. Costa looking for the inside move into the final turn.
But I will let you in a little secret there, Mike. I have more inside in a greenhouse. I'm gonna plant 5. Eat my fucking shorts, dickhead. I hope you slipped 15 discs in your back and they alternate all the way up your spine. I hope that every other one is perfectly good.
Andrew D picking up a spot there over Steve Davidson. That was maybe team orders. I think Steve kind of made that easy for him as Cedric Bonfant crawls around the track with his damage to his front end. Although if you need to know what a car with damaged front end can do, Waylon Crace is still making up positions. He's in 16th. And he has no front end last we saw him. Lezek Lakomi picking up a spot there into 17th place. I feel like me and Jack are going to have a busy day with the stewarding report on this one after a really quiet round last time out. We actually gave out 0 penalties.
Seems as though there's more than a few racing incidents.
On board with Adam Komorowski.
Seems to me you live my life on the bad side of the moon. So yeah, now I remember this. If I had a shot of a cool fucking amphitheater up the back straight, that would be a memorable thing.
Well, we've definitely done commentary on this track. This might actually be the first track you ever did commentary on.
We haven't done commentary on it since then.
It's been a while. The schedules have tended to favor a lot of the newer tracks, and obviously this one obviously has the problem where it's fictitious, so it's not anyone's hometown track, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's not a lot of demand for it, whereas
everybody's scared because they don't want to pick it because they're no good and they can't drive.
No, I think everyone knows this track pretty well. It's just when people tend to be motivated by the following things when it comes to picking tracks for a schedule. Number 1, historical value, which this track has none. Number 2, their own personal kind of hometown thing, like the British love Silverstone and Brands Hatch. Obviously, the Americans will support things like Watkins Glen quite heavily,
which is in Scotland.
It is not.
You can't have a Glen in America. It's not culturally appropriate.
And then there's some tracks that are just very, very simple. Like Monza always gets a lot of love. Monza is the love it or hate it track. Either people, you put Monza on the calendar, you get a bunch of people going, "Yay, Monza!" And then a bunch of people going, "What the fuck is this doing here?"
Y'all yelling down for the mozzarella?
So RaceRoom Raceway kind of gets left out a little bit. So. But I like it. I think for a track that doesn't actually exist in real life, for a purely fictional track, it's probably the second best one I've ever seen.
I think
the best one was back in Race 07 / Race On / the various names that game went by. Every time a new DLC came out, the game technically changed. The intro would be a different name. It went from Race 07 to GTR Evolution to Race On to Race Injection. There was a custom track somebody made called Road 1, which was officially in Canada. It was in Manitoba, technically. And it was a combination of the best parts of every Canadian track. As Steve Davidson gets pushed out wide there by
Team Hostility.
Yeah, by Andrew D. I think Andrew just locked the brakes up, and that's Adam Komorowski past both of them. That's not good. And Max Simmons is probably going to bag Davidson as well. Anyways, that was a really, really good track. So that's my pick for best fictional track. This would be number 2.
I believe you mean number 75, based on the fact that all of my tracks are better.
Not counting Trackmania Which has the advantage of, like, you know, being able to do incredibly weird things with physics.
Incredibly weird.
Antonio Costa going for second. By the way, Thomas Ribeiro, who had a really, really hard start to this race, he was battling with Komorowski. He is 8.5 seconds now up the road from Kazchuk and Costa, so he is he's pretty safe. As Komorowski goes pretty wide there and leaves maybe an attack here for Andrew D. No Martin Edmonds today.
What?
Which is a big deal for the championship. So I believe he came in here leading the championship.
Was he out there, like, stealing more people's floppy ear dogs?
He was away for this race, which is why I had to record it.
Away kidnapping people's floppy ear dogs.
So the door is open for the likes of Magic Kazchuk and Antonio Costa to try to go for that championship lead. As Andy Darnell moves into the top 10 ahead of Yuri Kartashvili. By the way, I want to salute Yuri here for a moment. He's had some battles with over-aggression historically, and it is really appreciated that his driving has come a long way. Although probably for Byron's sake, that's probably a bad thing.
I mean, no one wants to see anybody get kicked out of a league or a series or anything like that, but I do enjoy the feistiness. Just, you know, a little, learn how to hide it a little bit. Be a little bit, what's the word I'm looking for? Circumspect.
A little more Romy Bartz, a little less Durlan Iceman.
No, I mean, yeah.
Antonio Costa going down the inside here at the final turn. Letting get past Kazchuk. Maybe. Kazchuk goes quite wide. Let's see here, get the camera view. That is going to give Costa a... Oh, never mind. Tucks him behind. It doesn't look like he has straight line speed on. It looks like Kazchuk's got really good straight line speed, so he's pulling away in the straights and kind of struggling in some of the corners. If maybe that usually is the the issue you run into.
Now that you brought up his name, I don't remember the last time I ever even saw Durlan McMahon race at all.
There is a reason for that.
Yikes. And he used to be super active in chat, and I have now that you mentioned it, I haven't seen that in a while.
He's on the wall of shame with the likes of Clapzul and Die Bomb.
No, and that's like, listen, Yves Beaumet and Clapzul are like that's the rarefied air.
Now I will say Durlan does seem like actually a really nice dude, which is something Clapzul never did.
The guy's an asshole. There's a reason he named himself after venereal disease. He knew. He was at least that self-aware.
He was aware.
Clap for the Wolfman. Bop, bop, bop. He gon' reach your record high.
Speaking of which, I actually got a spot on an endurance racing team for an upcoming event because one of their drivers got banned. So, you know, that's nice.
Wasn't me. It was not me. Let's say for the record.
It's not Byron.
See, they should have to race that. They should have to race that big switchback up that hill. That's what I'm talking about.
We're doing 6 hours of Zenvoy, and got a message from somebody who was like, "We need a third driver stat. Would you be willing to do it?" And we'll be like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" What happened to the other guy? He's like, he got banned.
Banned. Y'all got smacked with the ban.
Don't know what. Wasn't given the story as to why he got banned. But
I demand the story to be prepared and presented for the next race.
Serge Hendricks looking for an overtake here on Matty Renault. I'll ask for you.
Tune in next time for Story Time with Mike.
tell you how we did actually with the races this weekend. So there you go.
This weekend. There's fights this weekend.
There is. It won't interfere with the fights. I told them my schedule for the fights, and it's a one split race for me, so it'll just be 2 hours.
That seems fair.
And it was easy enough to accommodate that, so I'll be racing the middle 2 hours of the race.
At 3 a.m.
Alex will be doing the start, and oh man, I have never been able to pronounce his name properly. He's
Hutchinson.
No. No. The guy I'm racing with is he's a Tajik. His name is a bit complex. He lives in America, so this is.
So you can.
It's not, but it's kind of like Nur Sultan, but like a little bit different.
I heard that your boy Saryukian got banned for 9 months.
Yep. For assaulting a fan.
Don't put your hands on the people.
Mm-hmm. They're offering him a 3-month reduction if he does an anti-bullying PSA.
Yeah.
On board with Andrew D. As he looks to defend against Max Simmons and attack Adam Komorowski, he's in an American sandwich.
Like a
Adam Stewart battles with Mauricio Delgado.
I could go for a Reuben right now.
2 of my favorite mid-pack drivers here, Adam Stewart and Mauricio Delgado. All right, I pulled up his name. I don't really talk. I talk to Alex and not this guy, but his name is Nurkelik. He's originally from Tajikistan, and he is now resides in the lovely state of California.
It sounds like an aggressive form of like milk-based alcohol.
A little bit. He'll be racing the last 2 hours of the race. Alex will take the start. I will take.
I believe in him. He could be the best.
It's ironic, actually. We are the very Eastern European team, but none of us are from. But we're all like residing in North America, because Alex is Polish, and then I am, of course, Yugoslavian, and then we have the Tajikistan.
Michael, is it true that you could never go back to Montenegro?
Never been there, but I mean, nothing would stop me from going.
That was the joke.
Antonio Costa with a nice overtake there through the chicane, moving into second place ahead of Magic Cash Chuck, at least for now. But Cash Chuck's got 5 minutes to get that spot back.
We can never go back to California.
We'll be racing the BMW M4.
Watch Frisky Dingo. I'll let you point in the comments.
We'll be racing the BMW
I need to
M4.
rewatch Frisky Dingo. Mike, you've watched Frisky Dingo.
I have.
Have you? Haven't you?
Yes, I have. I have indeed. Magic Cash Chuck looking down the inside here. Oh, I've lost Byron. He will be returning when his TeamSpeak finishes crashing. Antonio Costa hanging on to second place for the time being against Cash Chuck. Andrew D. Andrew D. definitely still under attack for fourth place. Komorowski still wants it. Then Simmons, and a little bit further back is Davidson. Hendricks and Renault battling for 8th place. Darnell kind of on his own in 9th, or 10th, pardon me. Pacheville on his own a little bit. Ricardo Costa, Adam Stewart, Mauricio Delgado, Rick Martel, Leszek Comey, Waylon Krause. I forget your first name, Mr. Katachkovic. And then Enrique Hervas and Remy Verbeek. We've lost Cedric Bonbon from the race at some point. I don't recall when. Side-by-side action with Andrew D. and Komorowski. And in the yellow submarine, that is Max Simmons. Ooh, we could get 3 wide here. 3 wide, last turn. And D comes out in front ahead of Komorowski and then Simmons. Nice battle. Nice work. Normally he'd be back by now, but my co-commentator is still absent. On board with Max Simmons. That second chicane is really, really difficult. It's the make or break point on this track. You want to carry a ton of speed through there, but you know if you carry too much, you're going in the wall. It's not going to be pleasant. This turn as well, very deceptive in its nature. Very high speed. Down the bridge straightaway here, Magic Kazchuk on the tail of second place man Antonio Costa, who's had a really good race. The Portuguese driver started in 7th place and has made his way up to 2nd. And desperately trying to make a stance for the championship contention here against champion leader Enrique Hervas. Drive-through penalty for ignoring slow down penalties. He's down in 19th place, that is. That will not be a big deal. He's a lap down behind Katachkovic and quite a ways ahead of Remy. As Komorowski moves back ahead of Andrew D. And Max Simmons trying to do the same as well. And he will. Yellow Submarine up into 5th place. Hey, it's Byron.
It's your boy.
It's my boy.
Apparently TeamSpeak just fucking sucks a lot sometimes.
Indeed. Oh, Wailing Crace in the wall again.
Oh no. With a minute to go. My cat is currently sprawling out in his
Andrew D and Max Simmons are going to go to the checkered flag here, I think. They are battling hard for that 5th place as he gets back ahead of Max Simmons once again.
The cat is currently sprawling out in his sleep and using his back feet to try and push my mouse hand all the way across the desk if he can. What a dick.
Simmons looking down the inside. No, he's not going to go for that. Not enough room. So battle for 2nd place on, battle for 5th place on. Everything else, okay, there's a little fight going on for 9th place there between Darnell and Renault. That's about it, really. Simmons looking around the outside, which turns into the inside. And he gets his elbows out, but cannot get around Andrew D.
Denied.
He was denied there, that is for sure. On board with Kazchuk. This should be the last lap. Barrow way ahead. Costa 2nd place, Kazchuk 3rd. Ooh, somebody in the wall. It was Hervas, I think.
Ricky Spanish?
Yeah, he got himself a drive-through penalty, too.
Good old Ricky Davis.
On board with Steve Davidson. Looking to make a move on Max Simmons. We have a race winner. It is Tomas Ribeiro. I think it's his 2nd win of the season, if I'm not mistaken. I think he took one before. But it is a Portuguese 1-2 with Antonio Costa taking home 2nd place ahead of Magic Kazchuk in 3rd, followed by Adam Komorowski, followed by Andrew D, Max Simmons, Steve Davidson. Serge Hendrick should take 8th place as Kratachville overtakes Renault. Renault's been falling back. I wonder if there is some kind of problem. He's falling way back. That, to me, I'm going to venture a guess here. I'm going to say Matty Renault is out of gas.
I would like to call in question the validity of the entire game.
He is going super slow. It's going to let Ricardo Costa through.
They try to penalize Mauricio Delgado.
Adam Stewart.
That's not right.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Has Renault run out of gas? Oh, he did, I think.
I
He's
didn't,
DNF'd it.
sir. I don't think that's even a question. I'm not sure where you were going with that for a while there.
120-second penalty for Hervas for the unserved penalty moves him to the back. Renault drops to 20th in the order. I do hope that the administrator of the series promotes him, because he was actually a lap ahead of a couple of people, so he should be higher than 20th. Should be 14th. But you know, Rick Martel probably is going, shut up. That's my 14th place. Ibero, Costa, Kazchuk, Komorowski, D, Simmons, Davidson, Hendricks, Darnell, Kratachville, Costa, Stewart, Delgado, Martel, Lacomi, Katashikovic, Krace, Verhage, or Verhaeg, Hervas, Renault, Bonfon, Willems, and Marks. Race number 2, it'll be Adam Stewart leading the way from Ricardo Costa, Yuri Kratachville, and Andy Darnell. That's your top 4. We have 17 cars being shown. That does not mean that we have 17 cars in the race. As we know, the tower in the second race often gets cut off. So there may be some undisplayed people.
I believe it is a top 32 split.
Can confirm. Waylon Crace is going side. There he is. Matty Renault's up in there now. So we have at least 18. Adam Stewart leads away from Andy Darnell, Serge Hendricks, Kratachville, Simmons. Some action going on there as Costa. Oh, one of the French drivers is sideways. That is Remy Verhaeg again, getting caught up in the carnage. Antonio Costa going side by side with Andrew D. Battle for 9th place. Adam Komorowski in the 6th place, battling with Max Simmons. Simmons is up a couple spots. Komorowski off to a great start. And so is Renault. Heading down to the final turn of lap number 1. That is Tomas Ribeiro, I think, actually up in about 10th place. So he's off to a decent start. Put this up. Nope, that was his first win, by the way. He had a 2nd place at Nogaro. That's what I was thinking about. But he had not won prior.
Is that Big Nogaro or Little Nogaro?
Little Nogaro.
Bueno.
Our race winners to date have been Adam Komorowski, who pulled the double at Charade. Magic Kazchuk won race 3 at Charade. Then it was Verhaeg, Verhaeg, Paul Ricard, along with Edouard Gilbert, who was absent today. Nogaro was split between Mr. Magic Kazchuk and 2 wins for Martin Evans, who was absent today. And of course now Tomas Ribeiro joining the winners. Oh no, Remy disqualified for speeding in the pit lane. Was looking at the standings and came back to see him get the black flag.
Expect nothing less from a Frenchman.
Hopefully Waylon Crace, who you see in the red car there, can have a better race this time around. He lost his front end really early in race 1 and kind of had just a miserable day. 3 wide. Kratachville in the middle.
3 wide for the main machine. 3 wide.
It's against Costa and D. I should clarify. Antonio Costa, because we have 2 Costas. We have Ricardo and Antonio.
See.
Stewart's still in the lead. Kratachville doing his best to hang on to 6th place. Stewart leads away from Darnell. Komorowski's up to 3rd. Simmons to 4th. Hendricks is 5th. Kratachville D, Costa, Ribeiro, and Costa. 3 Portuguese drivers running 8th, 9th, and 10th as a Portuguese drain. For all of his qualifying pace, Steve Davidson has not really turned it into a result yet. He runs in 11th. Keep an eye on him. Enrique Hervas off the track. Costa down the inside of Kratchville for 6th place. And Kratchville under attack from Ribeiro and D. Oh, D giving a little shove there to Ribeiro. Getting his elbows out. Not sure what happened to Kazchuk. Probably got caught up in that carnage earlier on. He's back in 15th after a really solid podium in race 1.
And how many podiums per diem can one achieve?
Well, that was his 5th podium of the series.
So at least one every 17 races.
Yes, at least.
At least, right? Minimum.
Minimum. A couple of slowdown penalties being handed out. Serge Hendricks and Lezek Lakomi, as well as Andrew D.
Good old Serge Hendricks.
Kazchuk makes up a spot ahead of Rick Martel. Rick made that pretty easy for him, realizing that was not really his fight. Thomas Ribeiro overtaking, that is Andrew D. So the race 1 winner is on the move up in 8th place. Kratchville next on his list.
You have been demarcated for termination.
I don't know why I just thought of the repo scene with Jude Law and Liv Schreiber with the liver. What are you, stalking Alcoholics Anonymous meetings?
Oh, I haven't seen that. It took me a second to figure out what you were talking about. Like, no, I've not seen Repo the musical. I should do that. I should download that. I mean, I should legally acquire...
legally rent that from...
legally acquire a viewing possibility.
That's one of the yellow submarine cars falling down a lap. That might be Mauricio Delgado, because I do not see him on the top for 17.
Mauricio?
He's having a rough time, it looks like. I'm not sure who else it would be. I think Simmons and Delgado are the only two yellow submarine cars here today. Let me check the registration. Oh, it could be Herb. It could be Hervas actually. He's also a member of the Yellow Submarine team.
We live next to a yellow ex-marine, and he's got jaundice.
Adam Stewart going back for the lead against teammate Andy Darnell. They should really be working together to try to get clear, because this is a big chance for them in the team's championship to score a big load of points. Adam Komorowski, Max Simmons, Antonio Costa are on their tail. Komorowski going down the inside. Nope, not this time. Still 3rd place. Komorowski had a really promising opening round of this series. Took 2 wins at Charade and a 3rd place, and then didn't show up for the next couple of rounds. So I'm not sure what was the deal with that.
I believe the court dates.
He was an early championship favorite and missing what 2 or 3 rounds of a championship. That'll kind of kill your chances there, as he goes for the lead and overtakes both Darnell and Stewart. Simmons also overtaking Stewart, who is shuffled from 2nd place back to 4th. Where's Ribeiro? 7th place, so he's gotten past Kratchville. He was dropped back a couple spots, losing out to D and Davidson as well.
D. Schneider?
Andrew Deezer. Max Simmons moving into second place.
Include the Snyder.
Oh, never mind. Andy Darnell hangs on around the outside. It's a big get for the Yellow Submarine team to add Max Simmons to their stable of drivers.
I would agree.
Ibero looking for the overtake here on Serge Hendricks for 6th place. I think he'll get it down the inside here. Yep. And Yuri Kurtachville re-overtakes Matty Renault for 10th place. Renault also losing out there to Ricardo Costa. Is on the attack again. That's Leszek Lakomi also in the mix. And Max Simmons still battling with Andy Darnell, who is doing an excellent job of hanging on to 2nd place. Which is playing into the hands of Komorowski because he's slipping down the road. Antonio Costa on the attack against Adam Stewart, looking for 4th place. And I think he's got it. Yep. Moving on ahead in the Castrol Oil car. Back on board next. He's got it, I think. Mistake there. Lock the brakes up Darnell, and he'll lose 2nd. And that's a spot for Thomas Ribeiro, who moves up into 5th place ahead of Adam Stewart.
Adam Stewart Copeland.
You think you know me?
No, I mean, you're close, but not really. Stuart Copeland is the drummer for the Police.
I'm aware.
No, you're not.
But I was going with the Adam Copeland reference.
Yeah, but you should have gone with like the grand pecking order, and then it would be you would double my.
And looking to get past Serge Hendricks here, and doesn't look like it's going to happen quite yet.
Why not?
So Komorowski still leads. He is in the green and yellow there. Yellow Submarine and Max Simmons in 2nd place, followed by Darnell, who is doing an exceptional job up there, along with Adam Stewart, of making the best of their reverse grid positions. Tell you who's not having a great time, though, still is Magic Kaschuk, who fell back early. We assume he got caught up in the first lap carnage. But he's just not making up spots like you'd expect for a guy who finished on the podium in race 1.
I believe his tie rod ends are all...
Komorowski way off the track. He loses out to not only Simmons, but Darnell as well. That is an unforced error for the American driver.
I mean, not for no reason. I believe he might have stolen my chili plant.
Oh! Adam Komorowski, how do you respond to these accusations?
He's going to deny them, of course.
That you came up to Canada specifically to steal this man's chili plant.
Will deny every allegation based on the fact that it is true, and therefore CIA rules.
Kaschuk picks up a spot there on Ricardo Costa. And might also get Leszek Lakomi. Not quite yet. Komorowski down the inside of Max Simmons. Simmons must have made a mistake because he is now behind Darnell. So Andy Darnell has hit the front again. Simmons in 2nd, or not for long. Komorowski will take that spot. He says, thank you very much. Max is getting very close to these guys on the uphill chicane section. He's taking, I think, an interesting line through there.
Why don't they have more custom tracks for RaceRoom?
I don't know. Probably because it's surprisingly difficult to develop a good, like, custom track.
I mean, not from where I'm sitting, but okay.
It's a bit different when you're dealing with Trackmania.
I mean, I guess, but why wouldn't you make your game accessible like, you know, Trackmania? If you're gonna have, you know, real
Andrew
custom
D
tracks.
looking down the inside.
Obviously, they've got a physics generator. I could do some pass-throughs.
So speaking of like people, speaking as someone who's raced various user-created content in other games, although I'm gonna wait for this 3 wide here to resolve before I continue the story. Darnell falling down to 3rd place behind Komorowski and Simmons. Gets back in front of Simmons. A lot of the times, there's a surprising number of tracks that just end up not working. I mean, I've given you that famous one of the Miller Motorsports Park in RaceRoom 07, where it's like, hey guys, let's race Miller Motorsports Park. All right, awesome, dope. Why is it spawning me in the middle of a parking lot?
Yes, but I mean, this is up to the professionals to not make things dumb.
Well, I think we went through it because, like, this track is not that popular with the racing base. Like, most drivers prefer, like, actual tracks. They're like Silverstone, Nordschleife, Macau, Spa, Bathurst. Like, these famous real-life tracks have a certain magnetism to them that the video game nerd-created stuff just doesn't seem to draw in as well. Like, I don't care. Give me a good track and I'll race it. Like, I love this track right here. I love this track. And there are various real life tracks that I just cannot stand. Notably Macau.
What? Macau's like the easiest, gentlest, most soothing drive.
Sir, Macau is
Sunday
the Rocco
afternoon.
Siffredi of tracks.
Wow.
It handles you very rough.
That's a reference.
If you didn't get that reference, don't look it up.
Well,
Don't look it up. Don't do it.
Depends on what track you.
Don't do it. Antonio Costa and Thomas Ribeiro, the 2 Portuguese drivers, are getting involved in this fight between Andy Darnell and Max Simmons over 3rd place, or over 2nd place, pardon me. This is 2nd through 5th battling for position. And Simmons is hanging on for now. Darnell is hanging on for now. He might be the sitting duck because he's the guy that wasn't racing at the front in race 1. He doesn't really have that natural pace. We'll see if he can hang on for the time being. Inside, that is Andrew D picking up 6th place from Adam Stewart. And Darnell is shuffled back a spot behind Costa and Ribeiro, although he overtook Simmons. So Max Simmons must have done something notably not correct there. He has fallen back from 2nd to 5th. Was at the front of the train, now at the back of the train. I mean, just to put a final point on it, I mean, like, RaceRoom's big, like, thing they tend to, you know, be really, really excited about is their incredible real-life track library. So they focus a lot on trying to add to that as opposed to the more creative exploit of creating their own content.
Sounds like a bunch of nerds.
Now, Renault on the attack against Yuri Kurtesheva. Took me a moment to identify that car.
All I know is that I am fully mission capable of building a track that is exciting,
It's true.
repeatable drivability.
Byron's Trackmania tracks are excellent. I'm not sure how well he would handle a race room style challenge.
Listen. I have.
I'd be
in
more than
Trackmania,
willing
I
to
have
try.
access to dumb stuff like loop-de-loops
Yes.
and all kinds of changeable geometry and booby traps. They got booby traps. I'm not gonna not use booby traps.
Oh no! Krachachville and Renault have contact.
Oh god! Somebody call his family.
And the Czech driver is in the wall. The big winner out of that is Lizek Lakomi, who's going to overtake both of them. Renault's falling back. I wonder if he's waiting for Krachachville to rejoin, which is not required by the ESR charter.
And not going to happen. That man went through a blender.
No, he's back on track.
Okay.
But he is falling behind Renault now, so I'm not sure what Renault was doing. Maybe he thought that he punted. He may have thought he punted Lakomi and he let Lakomi through. I'm not sure.
Let's just go with he was trying to be a good dude.
He also let Costa through, so I think he thought, okay, I'm going to let Krachachville rejoin with me, and Krachachville retires from the race, so he's done. And then maybe just realized that Krachachville was too far behind to allow to rejoin.
He's trying to be a nice guy. He's trying to do the right thing.
Tomas Ribeiro, race 1 winner, up to 3rd place. On the tail of Antonio Costa. And further behind that is Max Simmons on the tail of Andy Darnell. So top 10, Komorowski, Costa, Ribeiro, Darnell, Simmons, D, Stewart, Davidson, Hendricks, and Kaschuk is now in the top 10. We also have at least 7 other cars running in the forms of Lakomi, Costa, Renault, Martel, Marks, Hervas, and Kreis, as Ribeiro takes 2nd place there for Costa, who slowed down very, very rapidly. I wonder if he got a slowdown penalty there at a very inopportune moment. Do not know the fate of Mauricio Delgado, who did start the race.
I believe he was banned for life based on too much treason.
Possible. And there may be some other cars running that we are unaware of. I like how the tower isn't even consistent on who it cuts off. Like normally, like I've seen it do top 18. Now it's like top 17. You don't get to see 18 now. Max Simmons going around the outside. It's also done 15 before and 16. So it's not even consistent on what it cuts off. Maybe no one running that is not in this group. Maybe a couple people. I don't know. I suspect Delgado is still running. Suppose I could pull up the results here and just look at the bottom.
You could. If there's one thing you're good at, it's looking at the bottom. Ladies.
Hello, ladies. Can confirm Mauricio Delgado is out there running somewhere, so he's in 18th place.
I believe in you.
Doesn't look like there's anybody else based on the lap counts here, so it's just Mauricio that is not being displayed.
Go, Mauricio.
Max Simmons still looking to get past Andy Darnell. He's been battling with Darnell for, honestly, way longer than I expected. I kind of thought Darnell and Stewart would fall down at least, you know, to around the 9th and 10th spot. But Stewart's still up at 8th. He's doing okay. And Darnell's still hanging on to 4th. With a truculence that I appreciate. Although Simmons might have him here. Put the inside line into the first corner. And should have it. He's ahead. And will in fact have 4th place. For now. Komorowski picking up a slow down penalty up ahead. He's under attack. Hibero's only 0.2 of a second behind him. See what Hibero can do. Can he make it 2 in a row? Can Komorowski get his 3rd victory? They're coming up to some lap traffic up ahead. Sure whom that would be. And Darnell is far from being left behind by Simmons. Is like, nah, I ain't done with you yet, boy. I got this 4th place back. It's one of the shell cars. So that is either Waylon Crace or Craig Marks that is up ahead.
Is it from a shell corporation?
I think it's probably Waylon Crace. Just looking at the gaps. Simmons back up into 4th. And this is just playing in the hands of Andrew D, who in the Gulf Oil car is coming on strong. D is a championship contender, although he's only had 1 podium this season, but he's just been very consistent. 6th place, 6th place, 7th place, 5th place, 10th place, 2nd place, 7th place. Had the one really bad run at Nogaro where he finished 15th and 5th in race 1 here today. So very consistent, and that has led him to be a championship contender. Along with Edmonds, Kazchuk, and Costa. Maybe Remy Verhaeghe, although his disqualification here is probably not going to help. And Hibero going for the lead. We have 1 round, I believe, left of this series after this. Yes, we will be racing July 6th at Circuit Pau-Ville. So that will finish it up.
Is that very, very, very far away from Richville?
It's the French Macau, so that'll be interesting. Andrew D on the attack against Andy Darnell. Somehow has picked up a spot over Max Simmons. So Simmons has lost out not 1, but 2 places, dropping to 6th place. And in the background, that is Steve Davidson, 7th place. I've not raced Poe in RaceRoom. I don't even own it, so I'm not sure how good it is in RaceRoom. But I've raced it in other games. It is it's a nightmare. Waylon Crace trying to get out of the way, but he's got 3 guys trying to overtake you. Oh, Max Simmons!
Oh my God!
How do you go off the track there, Max? That was a straightaway. I'm a little confused. Sends him tumbling back down to 10th place. That's Kazchuk picking up a spot over Serge Hendricks. Adam Komorowski drive-through penalty. The race leader. Oh, not a race leader anymore. Hibero took over that lead. Right. 2nd place car has a drive-through penalty.
Oh my God! This is Martin's chance.
That'll probably drop him. I'm trying to do a little bit of quick math in my head here. That'll drop him behind Costa, Darnell, D, Davidson. Man, that's probably going to drop him out of the top 10. Probably gonna be around 13th place when he serves that penalty. Should be ahead of Martel, Marks, Hervas, and Whaley Grace without issue. But gonna drop a long way. There he is trying to get into lead. He's gonna have to dive into the pit lane here or take the massive time penalty. He's taking the time penalty. Oh boy!
I was gonna say if he serves the penalty.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a 120-second penalty now that with him not taking it.
That's barely even 2 minutes.
That is exactly 2 minutes. That's a full lap.
That was the joke.
It would be better. It would have been better for him to take the penalty. The actual serving of the drive-through is shorter than the 120 seconds it's gonna give. So, Thomas Ribeiro probably is not happy about this. He's like, this was my win. You should be out of my way. Now I got to deal with you and with Antonio Costa. Not happy with you, sir.
Just the Costa doing business.
If this were real life, I guarantee you Ribeiro would be gesticulating wildly with his hands. All right, final time through the bridge straight. Here we go. This will be the last chance for Komorowski to try to serve his penalty, but it'll probably cut him off if he tries now. He's stuck with the 120 seconds. Costa is in the Castro car. Oh, he is going to try and serve the penalty. Uh-oh. That's actually worse, because I think oh! Ribeiro goes too deep! Costa has a run! Camera guy, what are you doing? I appreciate that Andrew D is fighting for a podium here, but oh god!
Oh god.
Andy Darnell is upside down.
That guy's dead. R.I.P.
Costa got the win, by the way. We were cut away from that, but Costa beats Ribeiro to the line. Andrew D is on the podium. Steve Davidson's in 4th place ahead of Komorowski, although he's got a penalty coming. Adam Stewart in 6th place, followed by Kashchuk, Hendricks, Simmons, Comey, and then it is Ricardo Costa crossing the line now with Mathieu Renault in 12th place. Rick Martel. We didn't really see Rick Martel the entire time, but he's in 13th.
It's all gone jackfruit shaped.
Further back, Craig Marks, Enrique Hervas, Whaley Grace, and hey, there's Mauricio Delgado on the tower finally. Looks like we lost Darnell. Not surprising, he got flipped onto his roof.
That happens sometimes.
Yeah. Well, not even roof, because these cars don't really have a roof.
But what if the roof was on fire?
Just got literally flipped onto his head. All right, Costa, your winner. There's the 90-second penalty for Komorowski, so not 120, got 90, but that'll drop him to 15th place. Behind Hervas, ouch. I thought he would get it. I thought he would be ahead of Hervas and Marks, but not the case. Here is your final results. I'm gonna nudge the administrator to fix Matty Renault's race 1 result and also the results of Mr. Andy Darnell in race 2 because they should probably both be higher than they are. But hey, it's just me. Championship wise, Kashchuk takes a 3-point lead over Martin Edmonds to Poe. Antonio Costa is in 3rd place. He is pretty alive in the championship as well. I would say Ribeiro, who's 4th place and down, are unlikely to get the win here. Andrew D, Remy Verhaeghe, Steve Davidson, Adam Komorowski, Yuri Kretachville, and Serge Hendricks are your top 10. In the team battle, Canadian Poles had this wrapped up for some time. They are some 199 points ahead of Tugas Racing Team. They've got this. Tugas Racing Team in 2nd place, followed by RaceRoom French Racers. Those guys are pretty much guaranteed. The battle is for 4th place between the Piston Heads. That's Adam Stewart, Andy Darnell, Jeff Ecott, and Chris Willems. And the Rick Rolling, Rick Martel, Mauricio Delgado, James P. Butler, and Adam Komorowski. And the Gearheads, which is Lacombe, Kretachville, Ryder, and I haven't seen this guy race the entire series, but he is registered as part of the team. Jakob Wegschmidt.
That's a name.
In 6th place. Then it is the first lap heroes. Craig, that's the Shell cars. Craig Marks, Waylon Crace, and Serge Hendricks in 7th place. They are battling with Yellow Submarine, the second race room French team, and I guess the Petrol Heads are kind of in that fight, but the Petrol Heads also haven't shown up for the last 2 rounds, so unlikely to be a factor. But they are in 10th place. Anyways, Byron, do you have any final thoughts?
Yeah, bring my goddamn chili fly back.